everyone, welcome back to another episode with us. We are going to be doing the pre-warm-up journey of the next story of Eveline. We are just going to go through some of the words and places of where the story is taking place, just so you get a better idea of the story when I read it next, okay? So let's get through it. So we are going to look at words that you may not have seen, pictures, and so when we read, we're going to read with confidence, okay? So you don't feel lost in the story anymore. Okay, so a little bit about the story with no spoilers. Eveline is, in short, a story by James Joyce. It is set in Dublin, Ireland, in the early 1900s. The story follows of a young woman who is thinking about her life, her family, and a possible change. We will not reveal her final choice today. Our goal is only to prepare the words and ideas. You must already start thinking about home, duty, fear, and hope. Okay. Before reading, ask yourself, what can make a person afraid of change in their life? Has anything changed in your life that you do not wish to happen? Okay. One of the locations we're doing is Dublin and Belfast. These are one of the most important places you will need to understand. I have got the African map over here, and you can see it's just above us. Obviously, there is the other European countries there, and there is Ireland, Dublin. We can go a little bit closer, and you can see Dublin circled over there. And Belfast is just in the northern of Ireland over there, okay? Dublin is the capital city of Ireland. Eveline begins in Dublin. We're going to be thinking about home, family, familiar streets, and daily routines. Belfast, which is in Northern Ireland, is also on the island of Ireland, north of Dublin, obviously, because it's in Northern Ireland. It helps us picture the wider Irish setting. Okay, and remember, Dublin is her home. Other places that are far away and we have to travel via sea or air, in her case, probably sea, because airplanes are not probably used often. Maybe I'm very bad with my history. This is where we need our history teacher involved. Okay, we have Buenos Aires. Buenos Aires is also spelt like this. It's a large city in Argentina, South America. So over here, so there's our African continent. Just the left of us is South America. And Buenos Aires in Argentina is right over here. Okay, so that gives you an idea of where it is. We're also going to see Straits of Magellan, I don't know how to pronounce that, a sea passage near the southern tip of South America. It suggests long, adventurous sea travel. So basically, if you have a look over here, Magellan is killed. Okay, so that was some other history. We really need a history teacher somewhere. But I mean, this is basically the journey that is taken. So it goes from the Cape of Good Hope in Cape Town all the way up to just below Ireland, and then back down to South America, to the tippy tip of it, and then right back, and we circle back to over there again. Okay. Melbourne, that is in Australia. So again, there is South Africa, and there's on the right of us in Australia, and Melbourne, where all the scary insects and creatures are there that are trying to unalive us. Then we've got Canada. Again, there's a little bit of Africa. Then we're going to the left where we have South America again. And then we go up where there's America. And then a little bit more above is Canada. Woohoo! Okay, so now you should have an idea of where everything is in the world, okay? Other words that we need to understand. So, okay, ship, you should understand that it's a very large boat, not a tiny little one. If you do live by the sea, you will have seen obviously cruise ships and cargo ships. We're looking at that large, like cruise ships, big size in this case. Okay. There's a word called portholes, which is a small round windows on ships. Now, it sounds like I should be saying the quay wall, but if I say it aloud, it sounds like a quay wall. Okay. But in this case, we're going to stick with a quay wall, okay? Where is a harbor wall or dock area, okay? And this is a wall or an edge besides the water where ships can stop, okay? And then we have railing, which obviously is a small fence-like bar you would hold onto for safety, okay? Other words that you would need to know is the feeling words of melancholy, a deep sadness, a serious, gloomy feeling. Weary, meaning very tired, especially after stress or hard work. Distress, strong worry, sadness, or pain. And then there's anguish, very deep emotional pain or suffering. And I forgot to mention, please like and subscribe if you're enjoying this and you would like to see more. And secondly, please join the quiz throughout the video. Okay. Escape, this obviously means to get away from difficult or dangerous scenarios. A barrier. Now, barriers have a lot of different wording. In this case, something that blocks the way or stops progress. Again, this could mean figuratively or literal. So we either have a barrier that stops us from, which is a physical object which stops us from going anywhere. If you remember the Titanic, there was a barrier, so to speak, as an iceberg, and which obviously sunk the boat. Or there is the barrier which is preventing us from doing something else. Okay, and then we've got fervent, often used with prayer or hope. So I think in this case it's fervent or feverent. Okay, it just doesn't, it's the pronunciation sounds weird. Okay, but it's fervent in this case. Okay. Other words that we need to work on is harmonium, which is a musical instrument. It's kind of like an organ. So like think of those big piano type things with the pipes. Okay, and then you have the street organ, which is basically a old portable music box. Obviously, it's played on the streets. Then we have a priest, which obviously is the religious leader, and shillings and sixpence. This basically is old money and coins that we used way back when. Okay. You don't need to memorize any of these words. It's just obviously nice to understand where these are coming from. Okay. Vocab to theme, we are looking at fear and anxiety, which also means distress, anguish, barriers, sadness, which we are going to link melancholy, and weary. Other words for hope and change is elated, escape, fervent. So escape, that's related to hope. Okay. Traveling in places, the quay wall or quay wall, portholes and ship. And then money or money problems. So squander. I squander or spend all my money suddenly. Shillings, obviously the type of coin that I'm using, and sixpence, also the type of money I'm using. Okay, we are now ready to read the story of Eveline. So as we read, listen to the words linked to home and responsibility, fear and pressure, hope and escape, travel and distance, choice and uncertainty. Okay, try and make an idea of this in your head before you go on to reading the story. Otherwise, I shall read the story next. Have a great day and see you on the next lesson. Bye for now.